Dino Crisis and Resident Evil Director's Cut can now be purchased individually on the PlayStation Store. Both games no longer need a PlayStation Plus premium subscription. So, I did a video regarding this the other day in regards to them requiring a PlayStation premium subscription in order to play Dino Crisis. I really didn't like the fact that they did that, especially considering that the premium subscription was like the highest paying subscription you had to pay for in order to be playing this game, especially with it being like an older game and everything like that. I just felt like that was a really shitty move on Sony's part for them to kind of do something like that. It was pretty stupid, I feel like. So the fact that they're kind of stepping back and switching that up, I think is really good on their part, and I think it's might be because of the backlash they might have received from players because of the fact that they decided to go that route. I feel like there's a big chance that not only did the players make their voices heard in regards to them not liking that feature, but the fact that they probably didn't have as well as sales as they probably could have if they decided to go and purchase it individually. So little bit of an article we got here. I can go ahead and go over it, and then per usual, I'll just go ahead and give my thoughts as we go along. So, Dino Crisis can now be purchased individually on the PlayStation Store, following previous outcry that the game was only available on PlayStation Plus Premium. See, there you go. So until now, Dino Crisis and Resident Evil Director's Cut had only been available via PS Plus Premium, Sony's subscription service which offers modern and retro titles. While these games can be downloaded as part of the service, if a user cancels their subscription, they also lose access to the games. PlayStation Plus Premium costs $119.99, 99.99 euros, I believe, or no, that's pounds, and then 119.99 pounds per year. If I got those mixed up, I'm my mistake. When Dino Crisis was released in this way, fans took to the internet to express their frustration at Capcom's unwillingness to let them purchase the game outright, which is, again, which I think is reasonable on gamers' parts. However, both Dino Crisis and Resident Evil Director's Cut have now been released as standalone titles. The games, which are still available on PlayStation Plus Premium service, can now be purchased individually for $9.99 or $7.99. Again, I believe that's euros. It's unclear if Capcom plans to offer future retro titles in this way. So, series creator Shinji Mikami said recently that he was surprised to hear that fans want more Dino Crisis games. And that's something I personally do not believe. With how old the game is and how much these, fans of Dino Crisis have made their voices heard in regards to wanting like a remake and more games from this series, I don't believe that they didn't know that was the case. Because I am a Resident Evil fan, yes, but I never really got into Dino Crisis itself. But even I heard a lot of the fans out there mention how they wanted to either have a remake or some new games in the series come to light. So the fact that the creator themselves is trying to state that they didn't know that was something that gamers wanted, I personally don't believe that. And then especially after reading this next sentence here that we got from one of the quotes from him, I feel like that just kind of adds to the fact that they actually knew. So what else this individual said was the awesomeness of dinosaurs and stuff you can do with dinosaurs that's been kind of really nailed down by Monster Hunter in recent years, he said. So that's another reason why I don't believe what they say when they say that they didn't know that fans wanted more Dino Crisis, because I feel like since they had Monster Hunter, they were just willing to put more of their efforts into that as opposed to giving fans of the Dino Crisis series more games and everything like that, because they just felt like, you know what, we got Monster Hunter and that kind of has dinosaurs in it, so we'll just stick with that and then just keep going. And then to try to make a comment like that, I don't really appreciate that. I don't really like that because I feel like they had to have known. There's no way that they didn't know that fans wanted more of this. And it's such a weird statement to say that because they have Monster Hunter that they wouldn't need to be coming out with the Dino Crisis either game or remake or something like that. Because when you think about it, those aren't the same types of games. Dino Crisis really does feel like, from what I've seen of it, a Resident Evil with dinosaurs, as opposed to like an open world where you're fighting different types of dinosaurs. Because I feel like, if anything, Turok would be more akin to Monster Hunter than Dino Crisis would be. So the fact that they were aiming most of their efforts into Monster Hunter instead just kind of feels like that's kind of an excuse that they were making just so they can continue on to try to build that franchise as opposed to bringing back one that they already have. So Mikami went on to say that he wasn't sure there was room for the series while Capcom's Monster Hunter franchise remained so popular. See, and I just feel like that's just an excuse that they're making because they probably just didn't want to go back and have to work on another series when they felt like Monster Hunter was doing so well. So that's one of the things that I think is really weird and I don't really agree with, but at the end of the day, as per usual, it is their franchise so they can do with it what they want. But if they're going to actually go off of what the fans want, I feel like it would be one of those things where the fans do want some more Dino Crisis. They do want a remake. And the fact that we have modders out there that are actually making remakes in the vein of like a Resident Evil remake, like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remake, more so than the actual creators, it's really weird in my opinion, but it just shows how much like fan service this series has and how much players want something more from these games. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Are you guys happy that we're going to be getting a Dino Crisis that's able to be purchased on its own for about $10 if you're here in the States? And do you believe that they didn't know that fans wanted more Dino Crisis, or do you also, feel similar to how I do in regards to them knowing that fans wanted more of Dino Crisis, but they were just trying to focus more of their efforts into Monster Hunter instead? So if you guys can let me know what you guys think in the comment section, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.